I'm making this video today for all my home buyer clients who may be purchasing a home this year. We have a lot of changes and a lot of news going on in the real estate industry that I think you should be aware of. We're going to start with lawsuits. You may or may not have heard of them, but these are drastically changing our real estate industry this year. So we're going to start with lawsuits. The first one is called Moharel. Moharel entered into a listing agreement with a seller broker, which is a RE/MAX franchise that specified he would compensate the listing broker for helping to market and sell the home, commission of 6% of the purchase price. The listing agreement further specified that the listing broker would keep 3.3% of the commission and share 2.7% with a buyer's brokerage, which ended up being a Keller Williams Realty franchise. What these sellers are saying is they were not aware that they were paying the buyer's broker as well as the listing brokerage. Possibly the listing agents did not share this information, or they didn't explain the information properly. There are more lawsuits going on. There's a big one, the lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Illinois in Chicago seeks a class action status on behalf of home sellers who paid a broker commission in the last 4 years and listed their home in one of the 20 realtor associated owned MLSs. Many of the listed MLSs are among the country's largest. There's a bunch of copycat lawsuits after this. The same month, a third home seller, which is Sitzer and Winger, filed another suit in the Western District of Missouri, obviously copied from the Illinois complaints. Both class action commission lawsuits, Sitzer, Burnett, and Moharel, which is $83.5 million, expects a hearing for preliminary approval. This is past November, which has been settled. Some of it has been settled already, some of it by April this year. September 18th, both class action lawsuits, Sitzer, Burnett, and Moharel, received $55 million if the courts approve the settlement. So there's also an MLS PIN lawsuit. MLS is our multiple listing service where we house all our homes in and we look for homes for you. That's called On Market. The lawsuit, like its two predecessors, seeks class action status and alleges that the sharing of commissions between listing and buyer brokers inflates seller costs and is a conspiracy and restraint of trade in violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act, as well as state antitrust laws. According to the complaint, the seller plaintiffs sold their home in Massachusetts using MLS PIN's platform Pinergy and had to include a single set offer of compensation to any broker who found a buyer for their home. As a condition of listing the home, which the suit dubs the buyer broker commission rule. This requirement that a seller must offer a set commission to the successful buyer broker in order for their property to be listed on Pinergy is anti-competitive and causes sellers to pay artificially inflated, super competitive commission rates, the complaint states. There have been several copycat lawsuits, as I said, with MLS and NAR. Basically, sellers were unaware that they're paying the buyer broker as well as the listing broker. So what happens next? Well, we have to prepare for a big change in the real estate industry on how commissions are paid. Currently, the seller pays the commission to the listing agent, and the listing agent gives a percentage of that to the buyer's agent. We see this in MLS. The lawsuit is gearing towards home sellers paying the agent a commission and home buyers paying their buyer's agent a commission. Will this change in April? Probably. So now you're saying, why use a buyer's agent when I can go directly to the listing agent? Well, yes, you can. You can also cut your own hair, change your own oil, but do you want to? Why use a buyer's agent? The seller's agent or listing agent is on the seller's side. They're there to look out for the seller's best interest and get them the most money possible. What is a dual agent? A dual agent is an agent that is in a contract with a seller, but a buyer comes directly with an offer without representation. In some states, this is illegal. In Massachusetts, it's frowned upon. If an agent decides to be a dual agent, there must be written consent by the seller and by the buyer. And the listing agent must advise the buyer that he cannot disclose any information that he knows about the seller. It's a conflict of loyalty and confidentiality. A buyer's agent is full of resources. He can walk you step by step through the buying process. He's a valuable resource for contacts, lenders, attorneys, home inspectors, title insurance, reps, appraisers, contractors, town zoning personnel. A buyer agent has your back, negotiating offers on your behalf with your needs in mind. Explains complicated contracts such as the offer to purchase, purchase and sale, closing contracts. He orchestrates everyone together, which is not an easy task to keep on top of the seller agent, the attorney, the lender, the home inspector, the title company. Due diligence, this is a big one. During due diligence, you must search and find out about any problems or potential problems with the house. You must go to the town hall or city hall and make sure permits were pulled for any updates to the house. Title V, if there are septic problems. Find out if there are any known or unknown defects. Condo docs. If it's a condominium, review the condo docs and financials. Go over them with the buyer and the condo association. Prepare a CMA to make sure the home is priced accordingly. Provide home warranty information. Provide issues affecting value or resale. Verify all costs and charges in writing, property taxes, closing costs, assessments, and HOAs. Obtain and review a seller disclosure. Advise the buyer everything they know about the seller. I did not mention searching for homes on market and off market or accompanying the buyer to showings. Phew, that's a lot. Now I'd like to talk about mortgage rates and ways to get your offer accepted in a multiple offer situation. Today, a 30-year mortgage is 7.53% and a 15-year mortgage is 6.47%, which, as you know, is down from last year. I'm going to make this conversation simple. Mortgage rates are going down this year, so the feds anticipate 3 rate drops this year. What those rates will be, no one knows. What I do know is that they will never go as low as 3% as in 2021 and 2022. When mortgage rates go down, it will be another feeding frenzy for buyers. Some strategies to get your offer accepted when there are multiple offers. Use a local lender that the seller can trust will close the deal. Use a lender that can pre-approve but also do underwriting in advance instead of right before closing. Put more money down as a down payment. Offer more than the listing price. Waive home inspection, which I do not approve of this. A quick close. Adjust your closing date 30 to 60 days rather than 90 days. Less concessions and contingencies, and I can explain this in more detail. So, point that I want to read here. In 1971, the interest rate for a mortgage was 7.33%. If you waited for interest rates to go down, you wouldn't have purchased a home until 1993. You would have rented for 22 years waiting for rates to go down. Meanwhile, the value of real estate quadrupled. Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. Marry the house, date the rate. With that said, everyone have a great year. If you're buying a home or you know someone buying a home, please contact me for more information. You can follow me on Facebook. It's Karen Urbino, Keller Williams, Realty Boston Metro.